least it's designed, because this guy I don't think actually saw any real play, but he looked cool as heck. And he definitely looked like the kind of thing growing up where you're like, oh, that's that dude, yo. That dude looks killer. Damn, that's crazy. But he's kind of whatever, right? I don't want to play it a little safe here. Let's go ahead and set Sparkman and set Call the Haunted and pass turn on that. So this deck is kind of interesting. The only thing we really have, right? Okay, that kind of sucks because I have Heavy Storm and I don't want to lose Call the Haunted. The only thing I really have here is the fact that I can go into these are just remnants of other decks that I build, really into Thunder Giant. That's all this deck really does. It goes into Thunder Giant and uses Sinister Serpent to every turn blow up something with Thunder Giant using his 2400 attack, and that's it. That's really the only thing worth noting, right? I have one Burst into Tricks in case I need to go into Flame Wingman, but that's about it. Other than that, it's just a bunch of, like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Good cards kind of deal, right? So we're gonna, I guess, flip this, see if that's good. Okay, Summon's good. I don't really want to throw out Exile Force just to get a little bit of extra damage here, so we'll just swing in here with Sparkman. Go to main, and let's, I guess, set Hero Signal here. If I can get that to go off. And one of the cool things, or one of the cooler combos that I've seen that you can do in this deck is that you can play Mother Grizzly, which allows you to grab a copy of... There she is. Ooh, I can actually do it now, kind of. Mother Grizzly allows you to grab a copy of King of the Swamp. And then you can chain that to Hero Signal to then grab yourself a copy of the Clayman. And that instantly gives you both the monsters you need to fuse with, right? Which is a pretty cool little combo. So I think I might actually try and do that here. So let's go ahead and go to battle here. Right? We're going to swing in here with Mother Grizzly. Mother Grizzly will perish. This will make me discard a random card from my hand. I forgot that that does that. Shoot. That's not good. Go ahead and activate Hero Signal as well to chain to that. I forgot that does that. I forgot that that's this card's effect. Whenever she does damage, you randomly discard one from your opponent's hand. Okay, that's fine. So I can either get another Mother Grizzly, or I can get King of the Swamp immediately. I kind of want him in my hand so that I can actually play something. So I think I'll just call another Mother Grizzly for now. I was gonna just go to main phase, get Poly with the King of Swamp I had in hand, but I guess never mind. So I guess now we'll just set this and try to blow up this Gemini Elf. And let's see if I can actually, you know, fusion summon over here, right? So they're gonna swing in here. I'd really like to not discard any more cards, so we're going to right away Mirror Force, which I have, by the way. I don't know if I had that in the last duel, but I finally found the pack that has Mirror Force, and we were able to get that. We're gonna get another Hero Signal, unfortunately. I cannot do too much here now. I could do some damage. This is why I did see that you could play Fusion Gate, and that would have been kind of nice, but I just couldn't find any real space for that. But yeah, Fusion Gate would be great. Especially because, you know, Mother Grizzly and the Hero Signal combo allows you to very easily get that out. No, I do not want to chain anything, and no, I do not want to continue my attack. I think my best bet here is to go for the Heavy Storm then. And destroy their Call on to destroy their Burl. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. And then I'll set one. And... sneeze off to the side here, and I guess I will set Exiled Force. Use it my normal summon, I guess, and see what happens here. They're gonna Lightning Vortex. That's unfortunate, because that's gonna clear everything, and then they're gonna set one. Okay, it's not. At least have Exiled Force to clear whatever that is. So we can go ahead and reinforcements here to go into, I guess, the safer option, unfortunately, is DD Warrior Lady. Whoops, don't want to look at her. Very pretty lady. Okay, summon. And I think we just swing in here, see what this is. I could exile force it, but I don't know if that's worth it. It's magical library. Okay, that is fine. I don't think we have to remove that right now. I'll pass turn on that. See what they can do here. They got their own exiled force. Okay, which they're gonna tribute for my own DD warrior lady. Okay. Fair exchange. I have here Ring of Destruction, which I could technically use to get rid of this magical library, but I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, I might lose the exiled force. Well, I guess I can. Shouldn't have flipped it in the first place. I guess I can Ring of Destruction whatever they summon, right? Barnacles. I guess, yeah. I guess I gotta just Ring of Destruction it right away in case I do activate a bunch of spells here and try to draw. But okay. All I got is Sangan. This is unfortunate. Okay. This is not the best looking top deck, and I haven't actually been able to do anything that I wanted to do just because of the fact that I forgot to read my opponent's cards. That's not good. What are we adding at? Magical Dimension? Alright, I don't think they can do anything with that right now. Even if they draw into the card, right? They can't actually use it right away. Yeah, so I think we're okay for now. Okay, we got reinforcements again. If we can go ahead and use that here. I guess we'll grab Sparkman. At least he's 16, which is pretty good. And then yeah, they are gonna get the power. I will now resolve Exiled Force. They're destroying not my monster, but theirs. So they can't draw now that they have their own counters. And then we'll throw down Sparkman here and see if we can do a little bit of damage. I don't know what they drew. It could have just been a monster and they set the magical dimension or whatever the heck it's called. But at this point, we're just in this somewhat intense top deck war here. They're gonna go into the fairy injecting lily. Hopefully they go into Sangan. They're gonna pay a bunch of life points, which they have accumulated a tiny bit. But they're gonna hurt me for quite a lot. I think my best bet here is to really just go into this thing, right? Whether or not I can use it. None of my other monsters really do anything. So my best bet is to hopefully draw into them, but I can't use the effect, unfortunately. And she gets 2,400, so... No. She gets 3,000. So at worst will crash. But she only has 2,000 life points, so I mean that might be the better play. To be honest. Because, I mean... I don't even know if she'll pay it here. Because it'll leave her at 300. And actually, I can threaten with this if she does do that. So, yeah, maybe I can just threaten here to swing in. With Clayman. Because they have to pay 2,000 twice. And they're only going to be able to do it a single time. So I can go with, like, Sparkman here. And they can choose to pay it. Put them down to 300. I lose 1,800. Sparkman perishes. And then I swing in here with Clayman. Which they can't now pay the life points. And then they lose. Alright, fair enough. Whew. Alright. So, not exactly how I wanted that to go. But let's go ahead and jump into it again. See if we can actually get the whole thing going. It's not a crazy deck. But I am at least amused with the fact that heroes are actually playable. At this, you know, in this format, right? Considering we have so little cards. I think I'll just set this and pass, to be honest. I don't think they're really going to swarm the field, unfortunately, but I don't think I want to deal with that, to be honest. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Thank you very much. As much as the thought of you losing life points is beneficial to me, I would rather not. So let's go ahead and throw down our breaker here. They're going to go ahead and immediately bottomless trap hole. Okay. That's fine. Guess I'll go to main phase. I'm sorry. Main phase. Really have to go to main phase too, but I guess I'll set this. Save the mirror force when they get more monsters, perhaps. They're just going to set 2. Okay. I got the liquid duel. Alright, sounds fair. Let's go ahead and discard 1 randomly, and you discard 1. So get rid of that and that. Perfect. Alright, so now they have nothing. So let's go into Sparkman here, and see what we can do here. Attack into, okay, Apprentice Magician, who's gonna let them special summon, or set, I should say. That face down, which does what for you, to be honest? Allows you to add back your United We Stand, which is kind of spoopy, not gonna lie, but I guess I can blow it up with Ring of Destruction, so I'll just set Hero Signal just in case and pass turn. Alright, they're just gonna go ahead and end on that. Fair enough. I could just get, oh, okay. Got the Graceful Charity that I've been talking a lot about. So let's go ahead and activate that to draw into interesting cards here. Interesting cards. Creature Swap allows me to get this back, which is funny. But they only have 1 card, so that's kind of pointless. So I guess I can technically discard like these 2, use this Creature Swap to get back Magician Faith, get back my MSC, and then use that MSC to destroy their other spell card, which is funny, but I don't think that's worth it, to be honest. Yeah, I won't discard Creature Swap. I think we'll just play MSC here. I guess I should have attacked first. Okay, that's fine. Well, it might not be fine. We'll see. But yeah, I should have attacked first. Let them grab their 1 spell and then destroyed it in case what I hit was a spell. But I don't think... Okay, they were going to add that back anyways. I don't think they had any... Alright, hello everyone, how's it going? I am suddenly very short. I'm usually not so short. Huh? 1 second. That makes more sense. Alright. How are we doing, everyone? I mean, Nocturzio is not that expensive right now, at least. So, I would definitely pick that up now. Like, I hate to... Again, not financial advice. But I would pick that up now. Before the set comes out in Japan this Friday. And again, 1 person tops, which I've ruled, and then they all get sold out on the market. So I would pick that stuff up now, if you can. My horse is still coarse. I'm alright. I don't know what it is about my voice today, but man, that is hold on. Whew, man. Sorry, I looked at my camera, and I've mentioned this before, but I have a slanted floor, unfortunately, in the room that I'm in. So like everything is just, the floor is just all like, I think this way specifically. So it sucks, because every time I try to like record something or something like that, all my videos are like technically a tiny bit slanted, but then I have to like invert it a little bit to like make it straight, which is really annoying. So to combat that, I've took a bunch of bulk Vanguard cards and I stuck it under one of the camera legs or the tripod legs to like prop it up, right? So if it's like slanted this way, I guess it is, I'm propping it up this way so it like evens out. And then like as I was like focusing to get ready for the stream, I noticed that it was like even more, right? So I put a couple of Shadowverse tokens to, like pick it up even more, and I just took a look at it. It was just like completely super slanted, but it should be fine, hopefully. Now we'll see. Those Michael cards are going to be hell to go through, I fear. I mean, yeah. I mentioned it in Discord. I couldn't sleep last night. So I ended up in an effort to try and make myself fall asleep. I was making the slides for the Michael part because I was like, oh man, I have to do basically 2 streams in one tomorrow. So I might as well do something, you know, tedious and boring to an extent, right? In the middle of the night to make myself go to sleep. And then like all the cards are like this much sex. I'm just like, oh man, this shit gonna suck. This shit gonna suck. But we'll get through it. We'll see. Kairi good? I don't even know anymore. I went from like this is amazing to like to like wait. But we'll find out in a bit. I'm only interested in Michael now they've routed the ordered. Yeah. God forbid the game be fair and balanced and you can't do 8 attacks and 8 drive checks. I call her Kairi the way that she Kairis the whole deck? Carries, okay. Sure, I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense because she is the deck, but yeah, fair enough. We'll see if we can get through all of this and then go to some hand testing because I did, as per usual, I did put I did mod in Kairi into CFA so we can do some hand testing, specifically hand testing, can't face anyone. And there's only, you know, 3 cards. Only 2 of them are probably really going to see play, so thankfully it was pretty easy. I did not mod in the bird because I just don't care about the bird. And once I saw it has guard restrict, I was just like, alright, this is fucking stupid. They gave the deck that can do anything. Now it gets 2 drive checks, and then its last attack, it also has a guard restrict where you can't PG. That's fine. The deck that can like stack crits and fucking OT, they can now get a guard restrict. Sure, that sounds fair. But anyways, I don't know how good New Kairi is. All I know is franchise and New Kairi are gonna be more expensive again. I'm pretty sure they're probably already expensive by the sheer virtue, but that just is how it is. I looked up some Kairi lists, and they're about 60%. I looked up some Kairi lists already. There's Kairi lists, or you mean you looked up some Kairi cards? 60% grade 4 support that you probably won't use. I mean, I don't know. That is the one thing about Kairi is that a lot of her support is just pure ass. Like her dedicated named support is mostly ass outside of Penelope and Howlett. Everything else is pretty garbage for the most part, which is why, which is kind of like fine, because like Kairi's always been like the, you know, generic lyrical girl, right, in terms of like the effect, but also you can kind of just play literally whatever because of her effect in the deck. I'm trying to say, like, she's like the poster child because she has such a basic generic effect that's also generic that you can play in like with any cards, right? So her actual support being ass is like fine. But I wanted to watch the Bloodmire versus Youthberg video, and I hated that the Nexus was in the right deck. I tried to tell you, but I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten to test that, so I don't know if that's really the way to go. But I feel like it can at least work. So wouldn't Kairi be the one deck that doesn't need those and she bounces naturally? She only bounces 1 card, and 2 if you persona right, I think. And that's not enough. You have to bounce your whole board for Kairi to be effective. So you definitely need at least friendship. At least friendship. I'm pretty sure Eureka as well. You basically use them to bounce the things in their column, and then you use Kairi to bounce friendship and Eureka, and then you play all 4 of them the next turn. Is generally what you would do, right? There aren't many cards that give you 13k and 15k boosts, which is good. 5 attacks on your opponent's grade 2, decent power gain, good deck thinning. It's easy to play around, however. I don't know if she has good deck thinning per se, but yeah, she does have 5 attacks now on her first grade 3 turn, which is nice. She doesn't give out any power at that point, so we have to rely on, you know, your rear guards, which do get power, so should be pretty decent grade 3 turn compared to her doing literally nothing before. She's nuts in Premium Highlander. That's what everyone keeps saying, and I have no idea what the fuck any of that means. I know what Highlander is in Premium. I know that. I don't understand what makes Kairi so good in Premium Highlander specifically, but it is what it is. Right, yeah, exactly. Friends Kairi and stuff like that back in the day. The showcase videos have some whack hazardless. Granted, the Magnolia one wasn't that bad. The price cyclers are cheap, Rose. I'm gonna have to proxy like last set. You're gonna have to proxy them. None of them are gonna be cheap. Don't even play yourself. Look at the soul fronts, which were double rares, and tell me how triple rares are gonna be any cheaper. All right, let's see if we can somewhat speed run through this stuff and get to hand testing Kairi, right? So first we have to do catch up since I was sick on Thursday. We have to go over the stuff for the Thursday stream, which now that the anime season is ending and the anime set reveals are ending, we're gonna start getting, you know, sort of like a low period where we're gonna start seeing less stuff during these streams. So we'll see how this goes. But we'll also talk about this morning stream, right, which has Kairi and the bird. We'll also go over some results real quickly that happened this weekend for the Ultimate Vanguard Cup, which, you know, is the unofficial Bushiroad Vanguard tournament that happens in Japan, like every other week or something like that, right? And then we'll have some like supply news and some other stuff that we can go over real quick. But first, cards of the day, brought to you by my stomach that is thankfully feeling so much better. We're going to be the expensive ones. I mean, they're all going to be expensive. Literally every single one of them is going to be expensive. I'm not even exaggerating. Literally, they will all be expensive. The cheapest one might be Dark States. That's it. So, the only thing that uses the Pride Cyclers and gets any kind of results. I mean, you can play them in literally any deck. And if you mean in lyrical only, sure, maybe, but I'm pretty sure you can play them in like just about every other deck. And I'm pretty sure that's going to change now that the restriction is up, right? And that this set is coming up, right? I think that's going to drastically change. Lyrical Monastery, Rainbow Cycler, and Soul Fronts in sets 7 is going to make a lot of lyrical folks cry. I mean, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if they're better off that way. I may or may not have already bought a lyrical split from the Go Mr. Light, though, but I'm a poor man. Yeah, okay, buddy. I thankfully got a case of set 7 ages ago. But now I have to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do for set 8. Where is Resurreg's third support guy? I don't know. I don't know. Next season, kid. Imagine next season is the Divine's If series where Sho is the main character. I mean, unless Akina gets shot in the face or his voice actor does something really bad, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't know if I can follow Sho as a main character. He doesn't. He's fine. Like I like him as a character now, but as a main character, I don't know if I can get behind that. I feel like it's just gonna be 90% of the time just him standing, staring at a wall. You know, he wants the card fight, right? So I don't see him moving the plot. Is what I'm saying. But yeah, we know barely any deck uses them. I mean, Eva uses them. She uses hers. There's you can use them in the Hound Riser deck. You can use that's already 3 of them. The lyrical ones, like, you feel like you can play in like every deck, and it works out just fine. Yeah, the only one I know that hasn't seen any use is the Dark States one. The the Dragon Empire one works really well in Triumph Dragon, if that means anything. The expensive 2, since Odin players have their eye on them. I don't know if they actually play that, but yeah, maybe. But you know, works for Ibuki? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. All right, let's go over the cards of the day. Speaking of Dragon Empire, we have Drag Ritter Shahid here, who says when either your unit is placed on rear guard in the same column as this unit during the battle phase, or your other unit in the same column as this unit stands during your battle phase. If your Vanguard is Scarlet Flame in its card name, this unit gets 5k power at the end of the turn. So if you're using Gandiva and you either restand with the Eugene card, or you call something out mid-battle with the Gandiva card, the grade 2, this guy restands grade 1 booster 5k. This is nice. Yeah, it's a whole lot of text for 5k, but it also does, I'm sorry. This doesn't stand itself. It just gets 5k. Sorry. If something stands, he gets 5k. You know, a little booster is nice, but there's no space for this in the deck to justify just 5k after doing stuff, right? So, Tramp Dragon has to be the most ironic name, yeah. I don't know. I'm fucking around with it, like for set 8, I guess technically, and like, I mean, well, no, it might be set 7 technically. I don't think I'm using any set 8 cards, and like, oh, deck feels kind of fun, ironically. But any players say that these are not even participation medals. Yeah, that one's not that great so far. Then again, Ever get a whole new form already? He did indeed. Now once per turn, it gets 10k actually. Yeah. Is that possible? I don't think that's possible. Because it's either when something is placed in the same column or something stands in the same column. I don't think you can do both, right? It has to be both in the same column, not just on the board, period. If it was on the board, period, then yeah, that would be really good. But it has to be in the same column, so you can only get 5k, because you can only stand or place something in battle phase in the same column, I think once per turn, right? And I think you can only stand on Vanguard Swing, you can only call on Vanguard Swing, so yeah, it has to be same column. which is why it's not so good. Much like the Lethal Salt Dragon here, that just says, when your unit's attack hits a Vanguard, and your Vanguard is a Scarlet Flame, they could have literally made this generic and it still would not really see any play, but you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and if you did not retire, draw a card. Kinda not much for a, a double rare, but okay. Then, if your bind zone has 5 or more face down cards, this unit gets 5k shield. I mean, I guess in theory, it's not like a bad idea to get Gandiva an on-hit effect, because the Vanguard has crit pressure, so you are maybe more likely to take the rearguard swing than you would the Vanguard swing. So I guess in that logic, you'd be in like, oh no, I don't want either of these two attacks to hit, kind of like, I guess that has some kind of pressure, but all that to just retire your opponent's rearguard, which they probably don't have at that point, considering this deck retires everything in main phase. I don't know, man. And then it just gets 5k shield. If you have 5, it doesn't even scale up. Like, why even make these 2 cards? Why not just make these a rare? Make this one a rare, make the previous a common. Yeah, so this is most times it's gonna be on hit Soul Blast 1 draw, which I guess the deck doesn't suffer from soul, so it's just on hit draw for the most part. Like, and you can technically use it on turn 2 if you play the Gandiva line, but like, whew, a bit much. Into the bumpers with the, yeah. Visual challenge, find the lethal salt head part. Yeah, it took me forever to find it out, but I'll give you guys a second to look at it. But just hit Alcafer into Alcafer and then flip it again. Drag beta, it's just that easy, yeah. In the DZBT08 era, we're still doing on hit on top of a Soul Blast 1 as a double rare, yeah. This is a bit kind of a very weird design. The battle phase, your rear guards are already dead, yeah. This is indeed something. But the head is presumably here, where this is the mouth. These are, I guess, its eyes. And then this is its like head. It looks something like that. But these them cards. Anyways, ultimate cards are at least way more like, compare this to this double rare, right? This is a common the lowest rarity. This is the second highest rarity. And I feel like this is infinitely more playable. This and the next card are infinitely more playable. While probably still not going to see play. They're infinitely more playable. Can I pronounce the name though? Be silent. Estori. Close enough. So this is a grade 1 that says once per turn when your opponent's rear guard stands on your opponent's battle phase, you can CB1 Soul Blast 1, and that unit gets minus 5k power to the end of the turn. So, not bad, right? Can't think of anything that really uses this, but it's a cute option to have, you know, minus 5k, restand, fuck you. It's kind of like Taser Lays, but I guess not as powerful, so it's not horrible. I mean, isn't Lyrical Bushi's secret moneymaker? If that were the case, you'd think they would treat them more and print more sets or something like that and not exclude them from main sets, but that seems to be not the case, right? You'd think they'd be more front and center, right? You think you'd see them in the anime, but like, yeah, I don't get it. Prison card that minus 5k was the bane of everyone's existence. Yeah, this is kind of that to an extent. So this is cute, especially as a common. I like the thought. Then we have here, she's finally here. Comstune. Alright. This is a grade 1 rare that says when it's placed on rear in the same column as when your unit is placed on rear in the same column as this unit during battle phase, EB3 stand this unit. Already way better than the double rare and that grade 1, because it just instantly stands itself. So this I want to say you can use this in Petrolka, but that deck already has so many ways to use energy that maybe you don't. But as as the deck is Highlander, maybe this isn't half bad, right? It also has, the deck also has an insane amount of grade 1s that it can play. Playing being relevant. I mean, what's her name? Ironically, Suzanne has had as many on-screen fights, I think, as all the other lyrical girls in the entire series. Right, because I think Makoto had 3 fights also. Yeah, she only had 3 fights. She had the Megumi fight, she had the Taizo fight, and then she had the Luna fight. So 3. And Suzanne already got 3 in one whole season. Right, one of them being a win, so like they're tied. So interesting to think about. At least Bushi gave Suzanne some love, I guess. You can use it in Marlene and Kairi, but how they have no space. I mean, I don't know if you want to use this in Kairi. I guess you could, but yeah, you probably wouldn't want to. Maybe no, you can't use this as Marlene because of the fact that you have to use energy. So her only win was against the Queen of Jobbers. Shut up. Hey man, that Queen of Jobbers beat fucking Bladmeyer, so I don't know what to tell y'all. Hey card fight, Chris, how you doing? But this is all right. It's nice to have. Then we have the last 2 here. This is a rare for Hitter Sanctuary. This is Reverb Gion. So this in back row central rearguard circle, so behind the Vanguard. If this attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Helm Riser in its card name, CB1, choose one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rearguards, retire it. This gets 5k and until the end of the turn, until the end of the turn, and at the end of the turn, put this into soul. This is like alright. Sure. If you want to retire grade 1, yeah. I guess it goes to soul. Yeah, the grade 1 dog was better than this, but this is, I think, the only other dog that gets an effect on attack, maybe, other than that one, right? So maybe you can... yeah, I got none, I'm sorry. It looks like her EB4 Goslin says I'll pass on this one, yeah. Even though she technically can EB... she can energy charge 4, right? All the quick start decks can technically energy charge 4 in a turn now, which I think is really funny. But, yeah, I don't think you can really use it like that. And there was other dogs other than Saragon, just like Agushilian. Then we have ourselves here Hound Riser Hiname, was that's what I'm looking for. Teased, I guess. I don't want to say leaked, but teased in the trailer before she was revealed. This is a grade 2 double rare that says when your high beast attacks from the back row center column, if you have a grade 2 or greater Hound Riser, this gets 5k to end the turn. Then if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, it gets another. Oh no, you choose one of your other units and they get 5k. So she gets 5k, and then if you're going second, something else gets 5k. Then at the end of the battle, this unit attacked while boosted by high beast. If you have a Vanguard with Hound Riser in its card name, you retire this, choose one of your rear guards with Hound Riser in its card name, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, that unit gets that it can't get retired or chosen by your opponent's card effects. I can't say this is what the deck needed, per se. This part is kind of nice, right? If you don't see the other girl from the set 7, you can have this in the front with the grade 3, who I believe gets a crit. So giving him 5k is not half bad. This part, like, that's cool. I don't know if I want to minus a unit just to do that, but like, sure. And like, this is all free, technically, right? She gets 5k for free. She gives protection for free, so like, it's not horrible. I just don't know if this is exactly what the deck needed, but Grade 2 on the other hand is something that Hound Riser very much wants. Hound Riser attacking front row units. This is better than more copies of the Ride deck Grade 2. Like, yeah, sure. I just don't think she does anything insane to push the deck forward, but definitely not a bad card. She's wearing a battle armor or a swimsuit? Pretty sure it's battle armor. Freak. But yeah, we'll see. And that's that. That is it for cards of the day for set 8. We'll start seeing them, I guess, not for festival. Actually, we probably won't see any cards of the day for a while until they start revealing set 9, which is not coming out until June in Japan. So that's not going to be until probably early May. So I guess we can probably retire the cards of the day section for a bit, but we'll see. Before we go into the reveals, we do have some supply news. I didn't look into these heavily enough because I just don't care enough because they're in Japan, so it doesn't really matter for me specifically. I'm sorry, but I guess they're going to have a Suzune Shadow Army token, but more importantly, they're going to have this Megumi mat, which looks really pretty, and I really wish I could get that. See, maybe if I can get that imported, as if importing stuff wasn't already a very interesting topic and wasn't already expensive to begin with. They also showed up these new sleeves at both my tokens. Sure, they showed off these new sleeves. These are new nation sleeves that look kind of really clean. I really like the nation symbol with the black. Like, I'm not a fan of like generic logo sleeves or anything like that, but if the design is clean, I like that a lot, because usually they're just like too busy or too generic. But like this I can fucks with. Black background with like just the symbol on top of it, that I can fuck with a lot. They also have these kids, and then they also have fucking Gab Lewis as just the entire sleeve. Punching Gab energy came to English. Have faith. The Suzune Shadow Army token will maybe. What's with the Gab staring face that keep putting on the flies? Yeah, because there's that. They put it on a deck box. I'm definitely gonna get this deck box. I don't know if I'll get the other two, but I'll be trying to get this one and the sleeves. And then there's also a box, storage box. I don't think I'll get the storage box, but they put his face on that too. And then they also made a playmat where it's just fucking his face. They've still refused to make a fucking plushie for the plushie. They made an Akina plushie, but they won't make a plushie of the actual plushies that exist in the universe. But hey, you can have it on your baton sleeves. The cursive style fronts on the black sleeve look good as hell. Yes, yeah, they do. These look really good. Hoping to get these released in English for a reasonable price someday. If they started plushie, you know everyone would punch it 24/7. Alright, that's fine. Oh, but yeah. Must have a Give Loose plushie, yeah. Like, I have one, but it's like the non-official one, and it's just so stupid that they haven't made an official one. It doesn't make any sense to me. If someone was up with the Gap playmat, Gap Jackbox, and sleeves, I guess it is a win. I don't know what to do. Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm definitely getting the, I'm gonna try and get the deck box and sleeves, but... they also revealed, like, this. I don't know what this is. Again, I didn't look it up, because I don't care. To be honest, because it's for, you know, Japanese players, right? But they have, like, this, very pretty Raika. Sleeves and playmat that you can get. I guess like spring inspired or something like that. I don't know. It was starting to plushie. Yeah, honestly, I hope they do the same thing for Sibla. Those I'd really like to get. But in addition to the Raika one, they have the Hikari ones as well. It's really pretty, with her holding a bunch of flowers. Right. These both will probably end up being like maybe Vanguard Day prizes when we get to it. Let's see. I don't remember if they do sleeves for Vanguard Day. I think it's just a mat, so maybe they'll change things up. We'll see. I forgot to put the slide here, but yeah, there is a presentation for English coming up. I want to say it's pretty soon, but I don't remember. So yeah, I remember they didn't have the date or something like that on the slide, but yeah, that's probably why I don't remember. I should get those Raika sleeves as a present for Curly on his birthday. I mean, you say that as a joke, but they're probably really expensive, so I'd really appreciate it. May 2nd? Good God, that's not soon at all. Never mind. I mean, it's not far away, but yeah. It's new illustration for sleeves / playmats, or playmats for the Vanguard Festival side events. Ah, okay, yeah. That's what I figured. Yeah, that's, I think, what this is. Right, symbol. So it doesn't really matter for us, because, you know, unless you're going to that festival in Japan, it doesn't really matter. And to get this, you have to play in side events and know how to speak Japanese, right? But I'm assuming we'll probably see these as maybe Vanguard Day. So, speaking of Vanguard Day, I guess, we finally got the announced for English that set 9 is coming out August 29th. 2005, and same day we're actually finally getting announced and confirmed and revealed, whatever, the Shiki, or the Zero and Shiki Shard decks. So very cool. These of course just came out in Japan. It's gonna be a 5-month gap between these two, but unfortunately it kind of makes sense, right? Like, there's not really any other period they could have made this come out. They could have put this together with the Koto deck set product, and that would have maybe made sense, right? Because the manga is in Koto. That would have made sense. But the fact that we're getting 2 sets with deck products released at the same time is great. I hope they keep doing that for the next couple of sets. I think that's very good. You should have new sets and then have a deck that people can grab and play right away for each set, right? I think that's something that One Piece has been doing like every single set. Digimon, I think, has been doing that like every other set. That's what you should be doing. You should be printing out decks, right? Even if it's just reprinting old decks and barely introducing new cards, that's fine. That's what you should be doing, I think, every single set. So hopefully this keeps this up. They don't even have to go into as far detail as they did with like the Urara one, and, you know, adding a Regales piece and like all this shit. You don't have to do any of that shit. Just reprint stuff. Maybe put like one new card. Maybe put like a promo in terms of like a character trigger or something like that, and that's it. Make money. So is the Green Dork a villain? He doesn't have an evil smirk at all, actually. I don't know what you're talking about. He's actually the mentor for Zero. So I don't know about all that. I guess finally we have no reason to get the Stardust, finally, I guess finally, we have no reason to get Stardust Blade and just wait for its version 2. I mean, if you haven't gotten it yet, the product came out in like November, so yeah, it's probably not worth it now, but there are cards there that are not in this set. Is as close as you can get to a competitive deck right out of the box? I mean, I don't know about that. We're literally getting what did I and Michiru, right? And those are out the box also, but I feel like those are technically more competitive than this one is. But granted, this one's for a start deck. Yes, this one's insane. This is the strongest start deck aside from the 0-1. But yeah, it just also makes sense that when this is coming out, because again, we in English got the Stardust Blade version of this, so they had to give it some time so it doesn't feel like they're just reprinting and selling you the same shit so soon. And of course, you know, given the release windows and whatnot, and the fact this just came out in Japan, of course it has to come out sometime in the future, so it is what it is. I'm glad we're at least getting this in August. Station is the one getting tournament results. I mean, Jack Gould and Leonard haven't had their deck sets released yet, but no. Speaking of which, that does mean, you know, I have to bring up the elephant in the room. We did have a bet going where I tried to guess when sets, looking at that fucking date and saying set 6, where set 9 was going to come out. And I had said it was going to be the 22nd. We had made a bet saying that if it comes out sooner than that, I would do all this crazy shit. But egg on your face, it came out after us. So I guess neither of us were right. This was actually going to be my first choice, because they tend to do things at the end of the month. Like the last week of the month. The last Friday of the month. But it is what it is. Sorry about that. I have the window open because it's a little... the Leonard one is literally just get to grade 1 and you're done. Possibly. I will play Glass for 1 whole month after it comes out to be afraid Blast token. Sure thing. You freaks and your obsession with killing the Blast token. Seraph's still outside? Yeah, apparently. I'm talking too much shit, I guess, for Bushiroad. Or about Bushiroad. Trying to light a fire in my ass. Speaking of fire, over in the Drop Zone, which is the Discord server that I run, we had our Dragon Empire up. And these were the results. Somewhat unsurprisingly, we had a whole bunch of Shiranui show up. But then shockingly, none of them were able to convert, which was very interesting. We had third place, Alkalibra, second place, Tamagura, and then in first place, a Gandiva mask. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Brand Gates Cup and the last one, Keter Cup, will be coming pretty soon, and then we should have all of them wrapped up, and then we can start doing it again next. Maybe I'll do it again basically at the end of the year, right? We'll see. Try to do these a little bit more, a bit more together, because I did a couple. I did like 3. Maybe that's fine, right? Like I did 3, and then we took a break, and then now I'm trying to do the other 3. I'm here at top. I guess the set 6 order helps a lot. I don't actually remember if that was played. Nationless Cup? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Just everyone playing Tree. That would be interesting to have a tournament where everyone plays a different version or a different nation of Tree. That'd be kind of funny. But I'm not gonna do that because that's stupid. No one's gonna sign up for that. Whatever she upgrades prison by making it able to call rear guards and imprison them from your opponent. That's dope. Don't break cards. don't become a card designer. I'm kidding. Not really. Pay the 4 for last play Brent Tree. Well, sure there's something you can cook up. Would that make Dragon Empire Tree deck so broken? I don't know. I have, honestly, I respect like every player in every deck, but Tree is one of those decks that I just kind of don't. I might change my tune once that 7 comes out in English, but yeah, it's kind of whatever. But speaking of tree, we'll take a quick look at the Ultimate Vanguard Cup results here. This is a tournament that happened this weekend in, assuming, Japan. And here is the whole, I think, breakdown. Right. Is I think the whole breakdown of, I guess, maybe top 2 or 16 or something. I don't know. Sorry, 1 second. But why not just write me a message? You gotta make me. Alright, sorry, just had to listen to a voice message. Yes, this is before the restriction list is live, right? So we're gonna see maybe this weekend what it's gonna be like, because it's live on the 1st. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what actually tops after that, if it actually has any change. Tried even worse than that time I tried to make pancakes without reading the instructions. Sounds like a Family Guy flashback Heck is trying to make there. New Days 2 tree rank stream. I would rather literally do anything else and play any version of tree in any version of New Days. But yeah. Oh. I was gonna say 9%, but I don't know if that's accurate. Maybe it is. Maybe does this all add up? 30, 40, 50. No, it doesn't add up. Okay, just to make sure. But yeah, I'm assuming this is. I don't think this is the entire cut of the tournament. I think this is just the top whatever. But yeah, so we had big representation here from Babsagra. Most played 9, 6 from Leverage, 5 for Varga, 4 for a station, right? 4 for Razel, and then 3 Overlord, 3 Seraph Snow, and then 3 Dayusha. So they got that Kaiser revealed, and they got the strength to carry on. Here is I guess what made it through the top whatever. Sorry. I don't know what to, yeah, it says 63 people, but it doesn't add up to 63 people, right? Like none of this adds up to, maybe it adds up to 63, maybe it adds up to 63. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. So I guess maybe this is the entire thing and this adds up to 63. Which, you know, considering Babsagra has the tier 0 so strong, 9 doesn't sound too crazy. Out of 63 people, only 9 people played the deck. And there's no diversity cut here. So I guess this is actual top cut, which we had ourselves here. I guess top like probably 16 or something. We had 4 Babsagra, 3 Snow. So a lot of the Snows, Vargas, and Dayushas converted. So that's pretty strong. Because there's literally what? There was like 3. I think every single one of these converted, and when one of these did not, which is crazy. 1 Shoujo Doji, 1 Mordelheim, 1 Luard, 1 Leverage, and 1 Trisrain. Not a single station made it through. Station only really did well in the team tournament, because that's the only event we sure would have had when it was legal. So we'll see how it does in singles the next time they do. Well, guess what DP card is getting price spiked? I know, Glory Maker. I blame Sharon Ray for instilling the tier 0 PSAD. I mean, you're gonna have to go way back for that one, actually. And a covering Chris Rain top, damn, yeah. This is pre-nerf, yes, before the boundless. Forget Ricky Buggo. Where's Lockjaw and Drago? Oh, they just could not make it past this. Who knows why? But in 4th place, after all is said is done, we had Shoujo Doji. The list is looking pretty similar to what it was before, but you can see here, Ek, they are playing 2 of the Gay Cycler. Since you keep on telling me that no one's playing it, here's 2 of them in Shoujo Doji. Then we have here Buff Sagra, usual Buff Sagra stuff. You can tell that it is pre-ban list because they're playing for Value Lord here. Then here's another Buff Sagra list, usual Buff Sagra stuff. And in first place, it was none other than Dayusha, which is kind of wild. This deck won the entire event, but yeah, it did. List looks about right. Four Glory Makers seems a bit much, but everything else looks about right. Through the new Die Wing as well. So pretty good. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Yes, they do indeed have the chalice that is filled with not what you called it. It is indeed 7 p.m. Well, about to be at least, but yes. Just one deck per nation isn't a high usage rate, correct? One deck per nation? What are you talking about? Did I usually defeat Buff Saga, but Saga is supposed to be tier 0? It's almost like it's almost like people online exaggerate results and then just see a pie chart and go insane and don't like think critically about what happened there, right? It's almost like this deck just came out and there's like nuance to this kind of thing, but hey, who knows? Naisha didn't run the Be Hero Badash the counter charger. Yeah, that seems to be the case for Japan. I don't know why that is the case. That's one that has been that has been mentioned. But you know, so yeah, out of all of that, you know, like I said, Dayusha won. Pretty interesting. And it was only 3 of them. One of them managed to get through. All 3 of the Seraph Snows managed to get it to top cut. 0 Raziels, 0 stations made it, and only a single Lever Dress made it. So interesting tournament. And then that was Ultimate Vanguard. And we'll see what the next one is. I feel like they do these like almost every week or something like that, or maybe every other week. But going further, any of these tournaments that we see from Japan should be with the restriction live. Okay. Where are we at? We're almost at 7. Right in time for me to go through my goal as quickly as I can. So we can talk about Kairi and we can do some hand testing. But you guys have emotion of this set? Perhaps, yeah. Alright. So let's get through this. So this is from this Thursday stream where they revealed the new Mygo, which for whatever reason they gave them a brand new ride line, which I wasn't really psyched about. I was like, I guess I'll just throw away the cards that I have to just get a whole brand new deck. Like, alright, sure. But this is the beginning of words Tomari Takamatsu. Right over here. Get to draw 1. And wait a second. Here is the grade 1, recalling the sunlit day Tomari Takamatsu. So when this is written or placed by writing from the grade 0, specifically the one we just saw, search your deck or hand for up to 1 innocent cry Tomari Takamatsu, which I think is the original grade 3 for Mygo. And search your deck for up to 1 Mygo music card, reveal them. Choose the Innocent Cry Tomari Tokamatsu. Among the reveal cards, bind it, and if you bound, put the rest of the reveal cards into your hand, shuffle your deck. And if you bound it from your hand, draw a card. I guess you play the original one just to bind her to get the effects. I think you play both of them, when I vaguely remember from reading this, but we'll get into that in a bit. We spent on max already, Michael. I think you still play both of them, but we'll see. Here's the grade 2. Whenever let go of your hands, Tomari Tokamatsu. This says when this is placed by writing over the grade 2. I'm sorry, the grade 1 that we just saw. You search your deck for up to 1 music card, reveal it, put it to your hand. So this one searches for a music card and lets you bind a Tomari. This one just searches 1 out. So you have 2 musics. And then we have the new grade 3 here, Crying Heart, Tomari Tokamatsu. So when this is placed on Vanguard Circle, search your deck for up to your deck or drop for up or face up damage zone. So you can search your deck, drop, or face up damage zone for up to 1 Mygo unit. that does not have the same card as a card in your bind zone, bind it. If you start your deck shuffle, if you did from your damage zone, take the top card of your damage zone. Top card from your deck, put into your damage zone. So we're like, I don't know if there's any deck that binds a bunch of specific units, but because I know Michael already bound their units, but now we're like, I guess binding them to like, I don't want to say as a cost, but like to have them bound so like you can use the effects, right? Then the other effect says if your bind zone has one Innocent Kai Tomari Takumatsu, which is the original one, this unit gets all of that card's act abilities, and if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, this unit gets auto on Vanguard Circle at the start of the battle phase. Your bind zone has cards with Ion, Chihaya, Hana, Kaname, Soya Nagasaki, Soya Nagasaki, and Takishina. Each in their card name, this unit gets 5k until the end of the turn. So if you have literally the whole fucking band, one of each of the band girls in your bind zone, she gets 5k. And then she gets the effects of all the original Tomari, which I think just says like CB1 play music from your deck, and then I think when it attacks, I don't remember what she does actually. Because I keep thinking she restands, but I think that's an order that lets you restand. That's one of the musics. So I don't remember what she does specifically. It's collab time. Good night. God damn it. Is he giving mad takes? Did we have to boo him? I mean, I haven't gotten to the point of giving takes yet. So bind one from damage zone is basically a CC one, aka rescue. No, because it has to be face up. You have to choose specifically face up in your damage zone. You can't do face down. And you do put the card face up into your damage zone. But the card you take is face up, so it's not CC, unfortunately. Then we have the grade 2 Attention Seeking Mood Maker, Anon Chihaya. It one place on your CB1, look at the top 5, choose one Mygo, less than or equal to your Vanguard, put it to your hand, shuffle your deck. Then in front row right rear guard circle, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked, either bind this unit or put a card with Ion Chihaya in a different card name from this unit from your bind zone into drop to draw one card. Okay, so you play both versions or the triggers, right? So you can either play the trigger Mygo cards for these bind effects that have the same name. You can play the first version of this deck that has the same name, or you can bind no, you can't bind itself, but that's have a different name. So yeah, you can either choose the trigger, which is I guess basically what you're gonna have to do is play all the Mygo triggers and bind those, or play the old versions and bind those. We put a trigger on damage. Do we activate power gain? No, you don't. You just put it. You don't do a damage check. I'm sure the Buddy Fight collab will be easier to follow because the cards will look like cards. I can guarantee you it will not. I can guarantee you it will not, and I will be miserable because all these collabs are so much fucking work. So I can't believe that you're saying that's actually going to be easy when this is just literally plain text, but okay. When they're going to have to make up all these insane mechanics and you're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, yeah. The fucking flag and shit, yeah, no, that makes so much sense, Curly. This is so easy. What are you talking about? It's like you've never played this game before. It's so easy. Totally not looking forward to that. But then we have here the grade 2 place where she can breathe Kaname. Left from the rear guard circle when the student attacks. If your bind zone has basically a card with her name but not her, this unit gets 5k, and then at the end of the turn you bind her. Then in front row left rear guard circle, it just stands by the ability of your music order, and if your opponent's grade 3 or greater, you can do drive checks for the battle this unit attacks. But if you persona road, you can discard a card from your hand with the same name as her that's not herself. You discard a card and you put a card that's not her with the same name into your bind zone, from your bind zone to drop to give her another drive. Couldn't breathe before? No, she could not. That's why her hair is so white. Alternate universe Vanguard was axe instead of buddy fights, and this is a buddy fight story. I feel bad for different universe Curly. He must be having a miserable time. Kidding. Here's a great one. Earnest Feelings Soya Nagasaki. When this is placed on mirror, bind a Maigo from your hand, draw a card, choose up to one of your units, gets 5k. So pretty good. Instantly bind something to activate all these effects. Then right back row, rear circle. Once per turn, when this boosted Maigo, Soul Blast one at the end of the turn. If one would call to guard, they must choose 2 or more. At the end of that turn, choose up to one card from choose up to one card with her name that's not her exact same name from your bind zone, put into your drop, and if you did not bind this unit. So they all kind of do the same thing as the original ones, except they interact with themselves differently. Very odd. Now the last one here is the Passionate Person Taki Shina. When this is placed on rear, choose up to one Maigo music card from either drop or face up in your damage zone, put it to your soul. If it was from your damage zone, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. Don't activate drive checks or damage check or anything like that. Then in your hand or on rear circle, this one actually doesn't say specific rear guard circle, but you would put it in the remaining one that's not behind the Vanguard, because that's where the music goes. At the start of your guard step, the start of the guard step that your Tomare Tokamatsu is attacked, you can bind this card, choose a unit being attacked, it gets 10k power. Then you can put a card that has her name but is different from her exact name from your bind zone into your drop, and that unit gets another 5k until the end of the battle. So again, very similar effects to what they had before, just slightly upgraded, and they interact with their old versions or their trigger units. If you have those. But it seems like the general game plan is about the same. As far as I can tell from what I've played against, the new Maigo pretty much plays pretty much the same as the exact same as the old Maigo, but everything is just straight up better. Yeah, that's literally it. It's literally the same thing, right? You probably still use the same maybe you use the same music as you did before, or you use the new ones, but yeah, these scores are basically the same as the old ones. They just have like additional effects if you bind, I guess, the old ones or the triggers. But they have 3 new musics here. This one is Hito Shizuko. When this card is put into rear, if you have a Maigo Vanguard, puts into the order zone, then in the order zone you can Energy Blast 3, search your deck or drop for up to 1 Maigo unit without Tomane Tokomatsu and its card name. That is not the same card name as the card in your bind zone. Bind it, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So that's deck thinning that you can do every single turn. So that's kind of strong. This deck that has no other way to use energy because you can't play energy cyclers. So you can search this out, turn 1, play it, goes into your order zone. Every single turn you can EB3, bind one of your units. So that's except for the Grade 3 Vanguard. This is the Tanibe. When this is put on rear, so once again, these are musics. You play them like normal orders, then you put them in your back row center rear circle behind the Vanguard, right? You look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Once you play this, you look at the top 7, choose a grade 2 or less Maigo card, call it to rear, shuffle your deck, and till the end of your opponent's next turn, cards in your bind zone cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. So you can't go ahead and use Shoujo Doji and fuck up the entire game plan of this deck. No, my bind zone is protected. I would probably use a Maigo deck as a teaching deck. What would be the worst decks to play against someone playing and learning the game for the first time? Something that has like really overly complicated or unique mechanics. So something like Sienna that would misinterpret what it is to like actually play a normal game of Vanguard. A really strong deck that wouldn't be a good example of how the game works. Like, I don't think it has to be a strong or bad deck, but if it's just something that is like super gimmicky, I don't think that would be something good. Or like Leverage Dress might not be a good example either, right? Because that's like super unique. But like something like Raziel is like fine because it's like not insanely unique, right? So then the last one we have here is Ichijutsu Senshu. This is one's a grade 3 that just says at the end of the battle that your Vanguard attack, your bind zone has the innocent cry Tomari Tokomatsu from all the following based on the number based on the cards in your bind zone. So basically if you have a matching name, you stand it. That's it. Give them Wellstra. Do not give anyone Wellstra. As their first deck. I will find you and I will hurt you. I've seen live what happens when you give a new player, even if they play Yu-Gi-Oh! Wellstra, and it is a travesty. Do not give a new player ever Wellstra. This card was actually errated immediately. Because it used to just say when your Vanguard attack, they errated it to say when your Vanguard with Tomari Tokomatsu in its card name attacks. Because you were able to make it so that whenever your Vanguard attacked, you could stand and you can do a whole bunch of crazy shenanigans, but you can no longer do that. And the deck is a lot more normal and less insane. And that's it. Congrats. You guys went through all the Michael stuff. Very nice. They're going to reprint, I think, all the triggers and the original girls. Inside 8 is what this is saying. And then also the Ave Mujica girls are getting their own triggers and PGs and stuff. And then here are like the super, what do they call them? Extra secrets or whatever. These aren't as good as the Ave Mujica ones, to be honest, but they still look pretty cool. But yeah, the Ave Mujica ones looks insane. These are kind of like, yeah, it's fine. But next week they're gonna talk about some generic cards for Dragon Empire that are going to be in Festival Collection, as well as the Dark States, or this Thursday I should say, as well as the Dark States Ace unit. You can play like a lot convoluted, nonsensical combos. It doesn't mean that they can make sense of it. Yeah, we went through all the Michael cards in 14 minutes. Yeah, imagine I could do my whole stream in 14 minutes. The grade 3 is good. The aces are gonna look even stupider. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, they did them a favor by making them grade 3s, but making all these generic cards that don't have shields is kind of dumb. Before we get into that, to Kairi, reminder, there was no episode this past weekend, this Friday, but there is an episode this Friday, and we should see the last 2 episodes of the season. So get your last bets or whatever, join your watch parties like at the drop zone, so you can watch the season finale finally, which should just be, I'm pretty sure it's going to just be 2 fights of Akina versus Kaigetsu, where it's just going to be awkwardly broke up, where in episode 11 their fight is going to start towards the end of the episode, and then it's going to bleed into the next one where it's going to end halfway through, and then we're going to just find out the top 8 for the next season. So funny this time, like the 2023 Festival Collection set, Nation Generic Triple Rare is grade 3 again. Yeah, unfortunately. We got teased at the end of the episode 13 Trust. Yeah, Raven. Medica loses again. She'll be the only 0-3 in the season. Not really. Kyon can still lose. Kyon can still lose and go negative. So if Erica loses again, ChatGPT would pass to top 8. Yeah. If she loses, fucking. Yeah, he would, because fucking Now is a fucking fraud, and she lost twice. She lost to fucking Mita, which makes sense, but she also lost to the fucking Tree, like the loser that she is now. Imagine losing to Tree. So Erika might actually win, and then it's gonna be a lucky draw between her and Now, and I think Now maybe goes through. I don't know. I really don't think Erika should make it. I don't see the point. I don't see a story really with her, with any of the potential characters in top 8, to be honest. Like, I don't see her making it past top 8 if she even makes it, so I don't see the point. I think there's more that can be done with Now, personally, from a storytelling perspective specifically. Nothing against Etika specifically, but just I don't think there's much of story with her with any other characters that we have for top 8. The season is not 15 episodes. No, that was a lie. That was told. This season is only 13 episodes. They did not account for the 2 breaks that we took. The one that happened this Friday and the one that happened before this. So it's only 13 episodes. Scratch. Everyone. Someone needs to OTK side Curly with the tree on stream. I don't put that whack ass tree. GUI is great even if tree is now the world's most boring hard stripped of its originality. Yeah. Fuck ChatGPT. He can go and get unplugged. How about that? He can go and get fucking soda spilled on his server. I could give a shit about him. But yeah, it's just 15 weeks, not 15 episodes. We gotta see what's the Dragon Empire mix that Kage gave to her. We technically don't have to see that next season in the deluxe. So who knows? But yeah, that would make sense, right? Logically, that would make sense that now has a new card to show off next season, so she has to make it to top 8. But just wanted to give that as a reminder, right? I'm sure would put themselves in a tight situation if Erica makes top 8. Now fans will be upset, and if now makes it, Erica fans will be upset. Yeah, it's funny how like every time I see people talk about it, they keep talking about how Erica has a chibi that they made, and Erica keeps using that to justify the fact that she's gonna make it to top 8 just because she has a chibi that was made with her new art to reveal a card. She can still fight next season, and they can still use that, guys. She doesn't have to be in top 8 to do that, but. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I forgot what my predictions were. I'm pretty sure I said Mita and Now, and then for the other ones, it was really rough. I said Mita and Now, and then I think I said Sho and Megumi, right? Because I think I said Susanna was gonna lose. So I might have called that one right. I have to double check, but I think I said Sho and Megumi, and then for C, I think I said Akina and Kagetsu. So, with like my backup being Akina and Haika, I think would have made more sense. But I think I said, you know, that. So I might have actually been able to call it this season, but we'll see. Now I was gonna show up with Sylph next season. I wish you would have, or I wish the other Hikari had done that. But yeah, it kind of sucks that he's gone. I wish somebody had fused with I wish Now had fused with Sibilith, right? The same way Erika did, and that way it would have made more sense why she can use Varga, and we would have had that fight that they had would have been a lot more sentimental or whatever. Bushi should make an IRL version of GUI. So we're gonna lose to the computer. Who's gonna lose to Tree? Come on. If you lose to Tree, I'm kicking you out of. I'm kicking y'all out of the group. If GUI becomes real and you lose to GUI, you're out. Unless he cheats. Dragon is gonna be Imigar for Varga? Ew. I hope not. How else will they justify the Keter / Dark Liel form in set 10? I mean, it should just be I don't think Odium is gonna get a new form. I don't think so. But Liel Armolta, she'll probably get a new form. He really needs it. I'm pretty sure all of the characters introduced this season are going into top 8. No, Susan, I can't make it unless Megumi loses. Susan, I can't make it because then there's a tie, and then basically there's a lucky draw between everyone except Sho. People want Erika to be top 8 because they want a new Liel or Moto form. You can still get that without her getting top 8. Like, I don't know why you guys think that nothing is gonna happen. Like, they're just gonna get shot out back and the deck is gonna burn. Like, they can still do stuff with your character later on. If I'm right now, I use Turkey entry. No, thank you. Poor Trijax with double Prison Dragon. Fuck that. If Megumi loses Senka tops, I mean, oh yeah. Yeah, so Suzune literally cannot make it. She literally cannot make it because she lost twice. So yeah, it's between Senka and Megumi because they would both get 2 wins and automatically advance. Yeah, so Suzune literally, there's no way she can make it. Literally no way she can make it. We need lyrical representation for next season. I mean, the word on the street is that supposedly Kairi is going to be used by the new character, Ruka, and she's going to be the, I shouldn't say word on the street, rumor is, right? People have been, or theory, I should say, more specific, not even rumor. Theory is that that's why they printed a new Kairi, but we'll see. No Zorgas, please. Like, I want you both and Senka. I want both Senka and Michael in the top, but it's gonna be Senka. It is not gonna be Senka, unfortunately. As much as I would like that, but I think they're gonna do a thing where all three of the the geniuses or whatever, they're gonna get fucking the three genius rookies. They're just gonna get their ass beat, and they're just gonna have a scene with them just fucking moping like, "Yeah, we fucking suck. We talked all this shit, and we can't even make it to fucking top cut." So, I think that's what's gonna happen. But all right, let's actually talk about this so we can do some quick hand testing. So they didn't reveal much today. I went over everything else at some other point. It was really just these 4 cards. First we have step by step Lazidi, that says when it's placed on rear, if you have a grade 3 or greater Kairi, choose one of your assets in its card name from your drop, put it to your soul. Then during your turn, if you have an Assassin's Vanguard, this gets 2k power. So this is like all right. Then we have the grade 2 Resonance of Reflection Apalili that everyone keeps talking about. So this says when it's placed on rear, choose a grade 3 mermaid with a race of mermaid from your ride deck and you reveal it. If you reveal it or if your Vanguard is already a mermaid Vanguard, CV1, look at the top 7 for up to 1 mermaid unit except one that has the Sentinel ability or the Prism Pearl and Twinkle Powder from when you reveal it, put it to your hand and shuffle the deck, and if you did not, countercharge 1. Then she says when your other front or rear guard is returned to the hand by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard or Kairi in its card name, Energy Blast a fucking 4. Stand all of your rear guards in the same column as this unit. So the card that it mentions here is this card, which is a common from set 7, grade 3 set order, that just says all your mermaid gets boost. And in your Ord Zone, you can Soul Blast 1, give your mermaid 5k power. That's what this lady does. King form to make up for this lander. Doesn't this already exist ages ago? No. We don't have a mermaid searcher now. V4 not bad cost when the rest of the deck doesn't use energy. I mean, technically no, but it locks you out of using Brescia, which I know you're ecstatic about, because God forbid we play any generics ever in any deck. But I feel like I don't know. I haven't been able to find the attack pattern to make that EB4 actually make sense. But I'm gonna hurt rare hunters like us. Yeah, I guess so. Finally, here is the Assassin's Triangle Love Kairi, the brand new Kairi. She has 3 effects. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all of your rear guards place a turn get 5k power. Then, when she attacks, choose up to 2 of your rear guards, return them to your hand. Yes, CB1. I feel like I don't know if I lowered it last time. I feel like I listened back to the stream and the music was too loud. But I don't know if I put the sign. We'll see. Yeah, sorry. When it attacks, choose 2 rear guards, return them to your hand. Then you can CB1, choose up to 2 cards from your hand, call them to open rear guard circles. And if your opponent's Vanguard is greater or greater, this gets an extra drive to the end of the turn. Finally, at the end of your turn, choose 1 of your rear guards and return to your hand. And if you Persona Road, choose 2 instead of 1. So literally, it has the effect of the grade 4 and the effect of the grade 4 and the effect of the grade 4, except you counterblast, and then the triple drive of the effect of the grade 4 without having actually triple drive, right? So you can't get Elementaria. Yeah, I wish that Zedor was at least a rare. I'm going all over again. The archetypal card is better. Sure thing. Let's make all the cards archetypical so you can't play any of the cards. Let's just make everything a clan card, essentially, so nothing works with nothing else. But is Epilil and Penelope both At 4 makes sense. They feel a bit redundant since you're only going to restand one entire column per turn. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I don't even want to play the new Mermaid Girl. I feel like she's a little ass, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Penelope is the one that gets dropped. If she doesn't get the 5k, I don't know. I really don't know. And you kind of need to soul it somewhere else. So yeah, I think Penelope might be the one that gets dropped. You don't get the 5k to the front row anymore, I should say. This Kairi does bounce 2 right away. She bounces 2 to hand, sure, but then you call them back out. So that's why you need French Chat and Eureka to get them back into your hand, so that next turn you can give them 5k. And her by herself, at end of turn, she only bounces 1 card, 2 if you Persona Ride, but again, you want to basically call 4 cards every single turn and bring them back to your hand, so you can call them out again, so they all get 5k, right? That's how the deck works, or it's trying to work. It is basically literally just a grade 4 in terms of what it can do. Except this is tied to Counterblast 1, is really all that it is. Just like Magnolia Patriarch being grade 4 without the slow chunk package, needed for 2 grade 4s already good enough. I might be willing to play this Kairi so people don't think I hate women. Yes, I like that a lot, Aggro. Go ahead and do that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I do agree. It is indeed a shame that she's not a dress up, but it is kind of whatever. Kairi support is kind of ass. Kairi name lock support is kind of ass. So it's not a huge loss, but it wouldn't have been bad if she actually had dress up. But it's fine. And real quickly, let's go over this dumbass bird. This is Mythos Miracles Refister. So when this is placed on mirror, CB1, look at the top 7. Choose up to 1. Choose up to 1 Raziel. Reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck, and if not, counter charge. Then when it attacks, if you have a greater or greater Raziel in its card name, this gets 5k. To the end of the turn, the end of that battle. Then, if this unit was placed on rear by the ability of your Raziel in its card name, and you have 4 or more, it gets 10k instead of 5k. And if it got 10k, and if it's the 5th battle, your opponent cannot call Sentinels from hand to Guardian until the end of that battle. I find that kind of fucking stupid because of the fact this is the deck that puts back critical triggers and can deck thin like crazy. So now they're going to be able to basically Raziel swing, Raziel swing, maybe with triple drive that turn, or the deck stack their crits. Then they're going to be able to go in with the fucking Geb Lewis, right? That can do a drive check. And then you can go ahead and give the bird, because now that's the 5th attack. You can now give the bird a crit or whatever, a bunch of triggers, and your opponent can't PG that shit. I think that's a bit insane. They let that happen, but yeah, this is an insane finisher for Raziel. Bird's good, but I just expected more. I think this is more than enough. I think this is more than enough, to be honest. Again, I will damage check the space second again, but he'll heal it out with the Raziel Divine. I mean, it doesn't have to be the Divine per se, but he could just heal it out. The Raziel Divine, yeah, I guess it doesn't let you heal anything, right? Yeah. It doesn't suck. He's just kind of, we waited a whole season for this. This shit is bad strong. Y'all need to learn how to read. What do you mean? Like, imagine you're fighting Raziel, their entire deck is 8 triggers and OT, and they have fucking 3 drive checks. And now they have something that has a guard restrict. That you can't PG this? Are you kidding me? So when they check OT on this dumbass bird and they check red OT and they swing twice with a crit, no, this is just Makani in Keter Sanctuary, right? Like it's pretty insane. This is literally Queen Lu with red OT, OTK. Also, is it offensive to say you're my Donji in terms of an unbeatable senpai? I'm the Yu in this situation. That's not true. You beat me recently, right? Or did I beat you? I don't remember. Vladimir. I don't remember. The answer is Dival Dolls. I don't know about all that. This makes me hyped to see what the myth of Unparalleled will do for Varga. Yeah, we'll see. He's good, but the effect is kind of boring. You're boring. You're boring, alright? If you're telling me this dumbass chicken that fucking can just get crits and you can't PG it, Okay, like, come on, guys. I do not see, like, it's gonna be, watch. You guys are gonna be bitching about this card so much in a couple of months. I can already see it. I'm just gonna sit here like, is that right? I see. Keter is boring. Why was it? Keter is boring. It's why it's good. Yeah. Was he new stupid flashy shit that doesn't make no sense? Because he's just a basic ass bird. What the fuck are you expecting to do? No, I beat you. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, I don't remember. It's probably on purpose. It's that on purpose. It's that good to the end games. Yeah, like KFC, you'll take him to it, but you'll take it, but you won't wow you with the flavor. I mean, all that. When did they start the trend of if you whiff search so charge countercharge one? I like the refund. I mean, they technically did that from set 5. I mean, they've done that a lot before, but for Overdose they did that before and then they just stopped for it. So yeah, so Bird's insane, I think. Bird gets his own secret because of course he does. So does Kairi, which looks really pretty. I will probably just settle for the SR because I don't think I'll ever be able to afford this. So does Warbell. Randomly, which is pretty cool for Warbell. And then next Tuesday they're gonna reveal some, I think, Dark States generics, and maybe a Brankgate one also, and then also the Brankgate Ace unit, and maybe some other shit, but I don't. we'll find out. Excuse me, we'll find out when we find out, right? And now that's that. So we can finally do some testing. I expect them both to be very underwhelming. I mean, who knows? But I would not be surprised if the Dragon Empire one is just shitty, and the rest of the Ace units are actually kind of crazy. Let's hop over here to CFA. Secret in set 8 will be the most expensive and the cheapest. The most expensive is going to be Youthberg. The cheapest is going to be Warbell, unfortunately. Or the chicken. Probably not the chicken, no. Yeah, it's gonna be Warbell, unfortunately. Or the snake? Nah, I doubt it. Yeah, it'll be Warbell. Alright, set 8 Keter Split is sold out. Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised. Alright, this is gonna give me shit because I've had it open for too long. Let's open up CFA again. Sorry. There we go. All right. Ah, fucking hell. I didn't save my deck. Fucking hell. Alright, let's make it again. Alright, so I tried to test this a little bit. I was kind of not impressed, right? So really what we want to know is if playing the grade 4 package is worth it or not. I want to know if playing just pure Persona Ride Kairi is good enough. That's basically all I want to know. I'm gonna use Michu because she's the best starter. We're gonna go ahead and do this to make my life easier. We're gonna play the mermaid line. That seems like the best option for now. 4 of her. I feel like this thing kind of sucks, but at the same time, I don't know. But we're gonna try and play 2 of this. I think you need to play 4 Franchette Pink. I think you need to play 4 of the Gay Cycler. And I guess you can play 4 of this. Okay? So guys, will be revived one regret because we don't have about 37 different ways to do that. I mean, I don't know. Having another access to that would not be bad. Rebel being piloted by the DD2 Dear Days 2 waifu character cannot stop its fate from being shaped. No, unless she's on the card, it won't be. The set order is so-so, but since you can search it, it gets way better. Yeah, like it's like fine. It's just that there are no good mermaids, rear guards, that you can really use that you want to boost, right? Cause like I guess her, but like none of them get power, which makes them kind of whatever. So it's kind of like whatever. Like there are good mermaid rear guards to an extent. Like just having like these two be mermaids is really good, but they just don't like get power as boosters, so they have to attack. So letting them be boosters is kind of like whatever, but like it is still good because it lets you play a bunch of grade 2s. So I don't know. And that also turns off your like your early game aggression. If you're only playing grade 2s, you won't have any boosters. So I don't know. The hero. That one so well, yeah. What point will Physical Fae have to make pages for the grade tabs because the lyrical tabs are getting crowded? Yeah. It is a bit much. I thankfully know the card pool enough to find them when I'm going by release order, but yeah, it is quite a lot. I also don't know what to do trigger wise, but I think we're gonna just do soul fronts, right? I think we're gonna try that. Get out of here and see how that goes. I also don't know what to do for Regalia's piece, so I went with Overliable. I haven't tried out any of the new stuff yet, so I know there's the Shroud one, and then there's, I feel like since you kind of want to go second, I feel like you kind of want to go second, right? Because you're at your strongest when you go second, and since everyone wants to go first, you going second is not like a bad thing, and you get a drive check. So going hard second is not a bad thing, which also kind of encourages, to an extent, playing the grade 4 to an extent. So I feel like something like Twin Cast might be good, so you don't get bodied and you have some defensives, possibly. So maybe we'll do that instead of the Fire Regalis that I was using before. Okay, anyways. Sorry. Maybe up here. Okay. Anyways, can we quickly realize with Patriarch that you still want to go first despite having your grade 3, your opponent's grade 3 effects? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Here. Let's do the triggers. This. I don't know if it's still the play, but let's say we do. Let's say we do yellow OT. That's what I've been using in Kairi, and it's kind of worked out fine, so we'll do that. I'm gonna say probably soul fronts. Let's just try that, see how that goes. And then 3 of this, right? So that's all our triggers, that's all our PGs. More like you can be flexible in the face of your opponent choosing. True, if you play the, yeah, if you, I guess if, maybe, I don't know. So I have space for, what, 12 cards, which technically I could play 4 copies of the dragon, 2 copies of the of the Great 4 Kairi, 4 copies of Yasmin, right? Or maybe like 3 and 3 or something like that. And then like 3 Eureka, and then like 3 of like something else. But I kind of feel like Penelope gets cut. I don't know, because I feel like this does everything Penelope could do in this version. I don't know. Then there's also Howlet to consider. Maybe Curtain Call's website, there's a case for $940. Honestly, that would not be a horrible idea, because if the whole tariff things happen, that's probably going to be ending up being like 1,300 or something like that. Maybe not 1,300, but yeah. But I don't know if this is necessarily a case set per se. Let's see if there's any other mermaids that are worth considering. There's no point in really looking at grade 1 mermaids. Granted, I could search them or not. Does it have to be grade 2 or greater? No, this searches any mermaids, right? So, but there just really aren't any that do anything, unfortunately, right? Searching this is funny, but there's really no use for that. You're training for Vanguard's grade 3 or greater. All your other units in the same column as this unit get 5k. That's not horrible, actually, but I don't think we'll really have the space for it. But that's a cute option. I feel like this is really good because you can literally cheese this and constantly have Persona Ride tickets, which I think is kind of strong. You can literally bounce this every single turn, and also part of the reason why I don't like the grade 4 Kairi. Or playing the grade 4 Kairi with the new Kairi, because you can just abuse the hell out of this, bounce this, play this Soul Blast, and then, you know, get a ticket every single turn, right? So I feel like that's really good. Other than that, there's not really a lot of mermaids. It'll go, I feel like this order and this girl will go crazy in Coral, but right now for Kairi it's kind of whatever, personally. Because everything else doesn't really have an effect that you can use. There's Penelope, but like, I don't know how I feel about Penelope, because everything uses so much soul. Because like, if I want to use this is gonna use soul, and if I put in Eureka, that's gonna be another thing that uses soul. So it's a lot. So I could do like this. I can add the dreaded Eureka. And then I can maybe add this, but I don't know. That's already a lot of counterblasts. Because the thought process is that I would call, what would I call? Like I would maybe call a column of these two. No, maybe a column of these two, right? And then like a column of like these two or something like that, or like this two, right? And I would swing. I would use Eureka to bounce this, and I could use like this to like bounce Eureka, or like to bounce this ideally, and then I would use Kairi's skill to bounce these two, right? That would be the loop that I would like to do, and that's just that'd be 2 soul per turn. Right, which is like where the Howlet could come in, because she goes to soul, but she's a counterblast, which is kind of rough. And she's only going to be able to bounce 1 card. So that means going first, I can draw 1, get a soul, and I can do this whole thing, right? Because this can bounce this, this can bounce this, and then that'll leave like these two, and I can bounce one of them with Kairi and then bounce the other one with Howlet. And afterwards, I don't need Howlet anymore to bounce stuff, and she could just be a booster. Maybe. I don't know. So, but I think it's generally something like this, minus maybe Penelope and maybe even Eureka, but probably not. But I think, yeah, this is like the core, and then it's just whether or not these two are still played, I think is the thing I'm trying to figure out, because of resources. Just let me lock something. Nope. You get nothing. Aren't there super old lyrical cards that get a lot of power when you call them? You can't use them. Because they are... well, maybe you can. Maybe you can, actually. I mean, there aren't a lot that get power. But... there is, like... get 5k on plays, get 10k on plays. So, I guess you can do that. But... Reese's, yeah, but Reese's is 3k. So you'd be better off with the Ghost Girl, to be honest, because she gets 10k when placed by an ability. And she's a grade 2. She was in set 3, so she's a little bit higher. She's a rare, so she should be here. Yeah. Grade 2. I'm looking at grade 1s. That's why I can't find her. This girl, right? Because on place by Vanguard's ability, she got 10k. So she would give you pretty nice numbers, maybe. Because you could like play this from hand, right? Have this attack or whatever, then bounce it to hand, and then like maybe call this girl with like a booster or something like that, and that would be pretty good. But I don't know. This just throws me off so much. I guess what you can do is like, instead of playing the soul for this, you can either you can make these into a column, I guess is what you can do, and you can choose which one of the two you want to do that turn. If you want an energy blast, or if you want to soul blast. So I guess that's what they're trying to do here. But if you play these both in the same turn, this becomes a assuming your opponent's on grade 3, this becomes a 30k column, which is like okay, you know. This is well, no, this will be 15, this will be 15, this will be a 35k column, which is pretty decent. And then you can restand it for 235 attacks, which is not half bad. 45 on Persona Ride, which is pretty solid. Then the other column is just kind of, it's probably just something with Yuika and Frenchette, I guess. And like maybe this can be behind Kairi if it has to be, and you can then bounce it with Kairi and do some shenanigans that way. Where like you can bounce this with Frenchette, bounce Frenchette with Yuika, and then you keep Yuika on board, and then you use Kairi to bounce this and this to play them next turn. That might be the play, because this is a Soul Blast 3 play if you use her effect. Otherwise, it'll be Energy Blast 4, Soul Blast 2, which is more reasonable. You just don't have any way to generate Soul, again, unless I play Howlet. Or find something else, right? But otherwise, the numbers for this, because it's about the same numbers, because this becomes 20, this becomes 18, so it becomes 38, right? Which is pretty decent. Then I return it to hand, and I can call out, like, let's say I call out, I have this. Yeah, I don't know if this is worth playing. Because it just kind of sits there and it breaks the loop, right? I feel like the loop of constantly bouncing your whole board between these two cards and Kairi is really strong, and that's what you should be doing with this deck. I think the surge effect of this is pretty good, and the restand between this and this is solid, right? This getting 5k and restanding the whole column is pretty good. And this being something you can abuse, I think is also really strong, right? So this makes sense to me. I just don't think they all work well together. And I don't know what the final card should be. Ideally, it should be something that gives me soul, which again leads me to think it's a Howlet. because this is Soul Blast 1, this is Soul Blast 1, and this could be Soul Blast 1, and this is Soul Blast 1, right? So I might have to do like this. Granted, I know I have this, so maybe that's enough. All right, let's just do. So we actually do something. Let's just say we do 4 of these for now and see how it goes. See how it goes, right? I don't really know how to hand test into anything in set 7 or set 8 or anything like that. So let's see what we can do here. This is kind of nuts. Minus the fact that I don't have the cycler, this hand is kind of literally every single piece that I would need. So let's do going first in the situation, I guess, right? I guess I don't need 2 of you. Ride this. Get crust. Pass turn. Take 1. Defensive. Draw for turn. Very nice. I don't know what to discard here, unfortunately. I'm gonna get another mermaid, so I could be risky and discard this. Or this. But I don't really want to discard the trigger, but I guess we'll discard the trigger. Soul Blast this. Look at top 7. Grab a mermaid. I can grab a Penelope. I can grab Persona Ride. I can grab. I wish I could grab this. I mean, not a mermaid. Sorry. This is grade 3 or greater unit. Grade 2 or greater unit. So I guess I can grab this for a full combo. Then I can, I could play this if I want to. CB1 reveal Persona and hand on turn 2. Yeah, I mean, you can get it pretty easily considering you can search it out different ways on turn 2. I can add this because that's a mermaid, right? And I can add, she can actually add herself, which is kind of nuts. And like, I think what I do here, ironically, is like I would call this and I would call this, then I would Soul Blast for this. So it's placed from hand other by ability or discarded. I choose a card from Persona Ride from my ride deck, reveal it, or if my Vanguard has Persona Ride, Soul Blast 1, and I get a ticket for next turn. And then I can go ahead and go to battle here. I can go ahead and swing, and she won't get the 5k. Swing here, swing here. Swing here, she gets 5k, and then I can bounce this and try to discard that for ride next turn to get another ticket, right? Since I don't have any other defensives. And my turn here. This is gonna kind of suck because I'm gonna have to play this here, but it's fine. So I want at least 1 counterblast. Let's say they give me 2, right? So I can do everything, and then we're gonna go ahead and use this. And draw. We'll discard this. We'll ride this. We'll go ahead and use this. Look at top. Whoa, not top 58. Top 5. Add a grade 2 or greater. I have a Howlet in hand. I don't know if I really need another one of those. I don't think I'm gonna use the effect, so I guess we can grab Howlet. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go ahead and shuffle. And then use this thing's effect here, Soul Blast. Now I have no soul, which sucks, so I can't use Eureka to add this to hand. But I have access to this, so I can restand. So yeah, so I think that's the way that this is done, where these 2 work together as alternative costs to each other. So I can't use Eureka, but I can use this as turn. She gets 5k. Right? I can go to battle. So they don't get 5k because I'm going first this time. Other than that, everything's okay. Sucks. You can actually French chat twice, but I don't have anything that would benefit from that right now. So we can like, oh wait, I didn't get the order. That's what I didn't do. Okay. So let's pretend I have the order. That's the only way this really works. Because this can boost, right? This can at least boost, but this can't boost. So let's pretend I was able to get the order. Right? Now this can boost. Because she's a mermaid, so she can boost. So 25. This will get 5. And, you know, 30, which is decent. Swing in here. CB1. Bounce. To hand. We can call. This gets 5k. Then this says EB4 stand. Right. Then first check front trigger, very nice. Second check that. Kairi's gonna bounce 1. This is gonna bounce 1. So I guess maybe we'll swing in here first, 35. Then swing in here. This gets 5. 40. Bounce this. Kairi end of turn. Bounce this. CB1. Put this to soul draw. Bounce this. And then we pass turn on that. And then we can probably use up most of our stuff, but that's a soul. Use this to discard the extra copy of this. Maybe use this and then probably end up still going to 5 here. Let's say we heal, but still go to 5. Rip. This is the drinking game, yeah. Then we go to our turn here, draw. Off the cuff, very nice. Persona right here, draw. And we can kind of do the same thing. So I can play this CB1 since my opponent's grade 3 now. This gets extra 5k. Look at the top 7. Cards like on there we got a while ago, unfortunately. I can only add mermaids or the order. Mermaids or the I listen to that won't get me. Is this too much? This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I guess I can grab the order. I guess it's technically shield, so I guess we can grab that. I don't know. I'd rather play the order, have it in hand, and then like have a chance to draw into shield. I feel like, if that makes sense. I think I'd rather just draw this. Play this. Not that I'm going to be able to use the effect. Call this here. This gets 5k, then 5k from our own effect. Call this here. This gets 5k from Kairi. Call this here. This gets 5k from Kairi. This gets 5k for play something. This will get 5k from its own effect. And then like I could technically call this here if I really wanted to. This will get 20k. Then we go to battle. Alright. So this will give this boost. Swing 45. Can I give something 5k? I'm so blasting 1 only. So I could give something 5k. I gave 2 of them 5k. Actually, so I can like rest both of these. Or do I not have to rest? Is it Soul Blast? Yeah, so I could Soul Blast. These are some nasty numbers. Yeah, I can make them a little bit bigger. It would make sense to give it here. This is, I feel like, big enough. And here, because this is to the restand column. So I can Soul Blast 2, give these both 5k. A bit of an overextension, but assuming we're killing here. So 55 here. Swing in here for 48. Don't bounce any. I feel like I'm not making use of this bounce. Feels like not great that I can bounce twice. I'm not doing it, but swing in here, CB1, return this to hand. Then I can call to open, call this, then this. They both get plus 10 from Kairi and their respective effects. Use this one here. We're going to EB4 since something was returned to restand these two. Since I'm not on grade 4, this doesn't get power. It's not 78k, then 108k. Yeah, unfortunately. And now I have triple drive. So first, about that 108. I mean, granted, that is on a kill turn, that is insane. I still have more drives. I blow up their board. I draw cards, and I have 100 million with 2 more attacks left. That's really good. But on the downside, I literally do nothing, and I have a questionable hand going into next turn, assuming they survive this. So maybe I might have to do like Rainbow, because I'm definitely not adding enough cards to hand. And I don't think I can use Howlet. She doesn't do anything post turn 2 moment. I mean, she does. I just can't. I feel like I can make more use of her, because this is not once per turn. But there's just no reason to bounce anything, right, mid battle in that situation. So, right, yeah, like I would be dead regardless unless my drive checks were nutty. So yeah, the Pride Cycler seems necessary to have Shield Valley, because you just don't plus in any real way, and you have to call in. You have to call 4 cards every single turn, and you have to bounce those 4 cards every single turn. So, and you can't depend on this anymore, because you need to play this, and this is really good. So I need to get rid of this for something, and I don't know what that something is. Feels almost mandatory. Which part? The Howlet or getting rid of the Howlet? Has a question about hand size? Maybe. I mean, granted, I did get all my pieces and do all my things, but yeah, I don't have as good of a hand size as I did with normal Kairi. Granted, I had a bunch of cards before this, right? And I guarded like crazy, but yeah. The Pride card, yeah. Just because of the fact that she's a mermaid and this searches mermaids, she's like, I think it's guaranteed you have to play this, the Pride Cycler, Frenchette, and Eureka. I think those 4 you have to play them. I think. Which means you have to play this also. I just don't know if Penelope still sees playing. I feel like Penelope can go. But having to alternate between these 2 is not half bad, because I don't always have to Soul Blast. I can choose, right? And I can combine them in a column here. But I feel like Howlet has to go. I just don't know for what. You overextended and assumed throwing everything to guard. In fairness, yeah, exactly. So I think maybe I'm over exaggerating on this one test hand how bad my hand size is, but I don't know. Till sees play, I think both of them can run just fine. Yeah. They just, yeah, like the way I see it, yeah, you just choose which one to use depending on what you have, which is nice, because then you can just use all your soul for Eureka, which like makes this a little bit easier, this interaction a bit easier. You don't play Plestia, which is fine because that kind of takes up space. So like this board works pretty fine. It's just this I don't know what to do with. Yeah, but like finding a 15k attacker is easy. Like even the Pride Cycler is a 15k attacker, so like it's kind of like whatever. Frenchette's a 15k attacker, so I'm not saying Penelope is a bad card, but I just don't know if I can find something better per se. Which is the card with Nerd Dead? Yeah, I guess so. So let's say I draw for ulti, and let's say I draw an extra one. That sucks. Second check, third check, heal trigger. And drive checks would have been insane, as they usually are when I play this deck. And what? Like I have to attack here, I guess. And then this still would have been a decent number. Like had I not checked OT, like I still would have had an insane drive check for a pretty big turn here. But presumably here I would do this Soul Blast, bounce this with Eureka, and then use this, let's say, to bounce this. And then Kairi says bounce these 2. And then yeah, because after turn 3 you don't need Howlet anymore. Like I can use her, but like she's pointless and she just sits there. Howlet is only good on your first grade 3 turn. After that, once you have these girls, right, they resolve themselves to all bounce to Howlet plus Kairi. So I feel like this is really pointless. So if I can just get something that bounces another rear guard or something like that, I don't know. I think is nice with deck when numbers add up. Yeah. Is there any reason to play the grade 4? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's still benefits, but personally, I think you can do everything here just fine. but it is definitely designed, right? Bushi's intention is for you to not play the grade 4, right? Same thing what they did with Magnolia and all the other like upgrades. They don't want you to play the old versions. They just want you to play the new version. That's what they're intending with these wave of upgrades. But I don't know. There might still be some merit. I haven't tried it yet. I think the grade 4 still has purpose, even in New Kairi. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not playable, but I definitely don't think it's mandatory. So, I don't know. You don't need to run Yasmin or Wildberry, just have it and hard ride it? I don't know. Yuli Bushiroad shouldn't not make grade 4s to begin with. No, I think the grade 4, I personally am on the other side. I don't like that they're making it so like you don't play grade 4s anymore. I think grade 4s are fine, but like they, for whatever reason, every time they try to make a grade 4, they pussy out of it and they think it's the most broken thing in the world. So, or it can be the oops, I ran out of CV. Yeah, but like, I guess, I don't know. I feel stupid just having that. Just feels like such a brick to just have that. Like, I just don't see it possible with like most of the time you having to use my entire hand to be able to have a grade 4 in hand just sitting there, right? Like, I don't see that being possible, just having a grade 4 in hand and then finding it to write it. Like, I just don't think that's going to be possible to just actually have access to it unless I skip right into it. But I need a CB to do that. Like, so like, I don't know, but I'll have to try it. But I don't know. I wish they're still using Accord. I wish they're still using Accord as the base design for those grade 3s, but it seems like they're moving on from it. I mean, Accord doesn't specifically... I don't think he was designed specifically for the grade 4 in mind. I think Accord follows this design. It just so happens that you could play it, the grade 4 in that version, right? You could easily just play the grade 3 Bastion, the original Bastion as well. We haven't gotten dedicated grade 4 support in a long time? No. It's very much like how Prime felt in Accord. Grade 4 Kairi is just as a finisher, as an alt cost. Yeah, but like... And the thing is that in Prime, you could like use it for costs, so you can just ditch it. Because you could discard a Bastion for drive checks. And then you can also skip right into it, right? Because you had the grade 3, which was part of like the fact that you're playing grade 3s. But I don't know. It's also a stronger finisher, personally. Whereas like I don't know if grade 4 Kairi is definitely like a finisher. I feel like this is more of a finisher because this has more power. Grade 4 Kairi is really just like, okay, the game hasn't ended. Let me go into this, right? Because this has the power of Persona Ride, so when it comes to finisher, Bastion Prime is like a whole different story because that restands the whole fucking board. It gives 10k to everything. That shit is, that's the dumbass card. They had to make it because it's in Bastion. It's the only way to make that deck playable. So they're still relatively good at boss monsters, but they need an extra step to come out, and that makes them clunkier than necessary. Bastion use prize to discard. They use it to discard, but they also could also ride into it. You just don't have to rush into it now. Yeah. Have I tried the new set 8 card? Oh, I haven't actually looked at any of those. I have not actually looked at any of those. I forgot about those. I wish I remembered what grade they used. Unless he checks 3 triggers, yeah, ironically. His Prime actually does something different. Grade 4 Kairi is literally the same. Yeah, it's just that it doesn't have a cost. So, I feel like Accord is far better than what people give it credit for nowadays. I mean, that's fine. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think Bastion's a crap deck. But what do they look like? Here's one. Here's the other one. I guess the other one maybe was a grade 1. The this girl. When unit attacks, if your unit was returned to your hand, if your unit was returned to hand from rear by your grade 3 or greater Vanguard's ability this turn, put a grade 2 or less from your hand into soul, draw a card. This gets 10k at the end of the battle. That doesn't really, not what I was looking for. Doesn't really replace Howlet. Doesn't bounce something. It does let me draw and give me soul like Howlet does, but it's a minus from hand because it's just a trade. So it basically give up an extra piece to put into soul. And I have really no reason to put something into soul. Like, I don't benefit strict other than like soul blasting it out. There's no cards I specifically want in soul. 10k is kind of nice because that is that could add up, right? With a, you know, with a booster and all that jazz. So this isn't horrible, but this feels like a waste of a record circle in a mermaid centered deck. Yeah, you also can't search it because it's an angel. Who decided to special for 4 years? I mean, they're asking for a new form, so I don't know anybody. I think it's just fine. Yeah, I also can't boost with it. Yeah, I don't know. And I think this one does nothing because I don't have dress up. And then the other one is the weird looking one. Weird looking outfit. And the silly little pose. This is a grade 1. When your grade 3 or greater unit attacks from the back row center column, don't do that. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your grade 3 or greater unit attacked, a total of 2 or more. I don't really do that. Okay. So none of y'all are useful. This card is like fine, but not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't this have Kairi in its name? Or it says does something for Kairi? If I have a grade 3 or greater Kairi, put this to soul, choose one of my Vanguards, I guess 5k. I mean, that's not horrible. That isn't horrible, because it gives you soul if you end up before a battle phase. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I can not play this, I won't have that much of a CB problem, to be honest. Because I'm really only using this like once or twice, so I can dedicate all my CB to this, right? Presumably, I won't need more than, I don't know how many, but there just isn't any other mermaids. It's either that or I just ditch the order. There just aren't any other good mermaids that do it. Like literally the only other playable one is this, but this is ass. Human. This is not horrible because she gives 5k. She gets 5k, but no. Not playable, not playable. Not playable. And there's no grade 3 mermaids that are really usable. This, ironically, this girl works because she's she gets 5k shield, right? When I have a set order, which I will. So they ironically work really well together, and she's a mermaid. Yeah, ironically, but that's literally it. Because this is a main phase, so I can't use this. Would have been great because she's also a mermaid. And she puts herself into soul, but it's only if you do it if you bounce in main phase. So, and everything else is name locked. So, I feel like this is solid. I didn't have massive soul issues, all things considered. I had barely enough soul. But I was also playing Howlet. So I want something that doesn't counterblast and that can give me soul and maybe like a card in hand or some kind of resource, something like that. But I'm asking for a lot. Something more generic mermaid stuff in like circle set, yeah. Next year, dear God. And it's a fish set in a product stream? No, they didn't. It's probably going to be for summer or in the summer stream, and it's probably going to be for like a winter set, which I guess we already did, right? But it's going to be probably around that time. Yeah, late holiday, unfortunately, which means we're probably literally not getting it until 2026. Probably not January, probably February, right? Because I'm assuming the Stride deck sets will be in January for English again, as they have been for the last 2 years. So it'll be like the... Wait, was it February that we got Jiranui? No, I don't think so. I think it was January. Delaying Fennel 40k. Great. Oh no, Fennel. Anyways, how rude. Rude to little fox girl. I forgot these things get. This thing gets boost. Yeah, I'll have to see. I don't know. I think overall it works fine. Like, I guess you can put in the grade 4, but and like how it still works. How it still works. But on your first grade 3 turn, that's still real merit that she has, and she still is soul and she still draws. Like, she still gives you a lot of value. It's just the CB is too much. Considered Marlene? I don't know what that is. This better be crazy, boyang, or I'm gonna be real mad. This better be the strongest card in the world. Alright. Land. The hell? Score. What is this? Oh yeah, I had mentioned this earlier. It's Merlane. She's a mermaid, not that it matters. Like, I can give her 5k. This is like okay, but it's not really what I'm looking for. Are those things the most flop cyclers? Maybe, but they've actually seen some play lately. I think it is what it is right now. There's really no secret sauce right now with the options this thin. I mean, I feel like there is, to be honest. It's just that you have to... I feel like there's... I don't know. I might be exaggerating. I feel like you can definitely play this deck different ways. Putting aside this being tier 0, tier 1 wins, putting aside all of that top tier bullshit, right? I feel like you can play this really differently. I feel like you can definitely build this the grade 4 way, right? I think there's still merit to that. I feel like you can build it on its own with the like mermaid package, and I think you can play something else that probably is just a bunch of generics without the mermaid stuff as well. So I feel like there's a bunch of different ways you can take it. I feel like I like this version the most, and I feel like that's kind of what Bushiroad wants you to play, right? Does that make sense? But I just have to like mess around with some stuff and hand test it more. Use Calburn. Yeah, Calburn. Excuse me. Well, Calburn's tricky because Calburn's a grade 3, and I have to play this on turn 3 also. So I guess if I have it like turn 4 or something like that, but yeah. Literature New is February. Oh, okay, so it was February. Yeah, because I remember the girl set was in January. Okay. Okay. Yeah, things might be shifted around, but we'll see. Vanguard would be the nation with where the lack of options wouldn't be a problem with having 1600 cards. I missed the right line conversation. Is the encounter line better than the assist? Personally, yeah. Because like this, since you're playing grade 2 and above mermaids to boost, this literally searches like your whole deck. This like searches your whole deck. It's like top 7, like a grade 2 or greater. I'm literally playing 22, so that's like guaranteed. Like I can almost get anything, and this does the same thing. The assist one is like fine. It's what, like call basically like a grade 1 or 0, and then bounce that, and then bounce. Like you can bounce this, right? You can reuse this for free, but like you have this, so yeah, I feel like this is much better. it's to use BT since she has the triangle in her name. Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah. I feel like unfortunately that's the best way to go for now, unless you do like a this fucking order build that I'm sure they're gonna come up with, which is using the Willista line and using Stegria, because they can never. I swear those cyclers were the worst thing that they ever created, because now no one can build a deck without having to resort to that. Like every time it has to go to that. But they're gonna do it. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be Eureka. It's gonna be Valfor. We'll see. To this Thursday. Oh yeah, we're supposed to get the hero base and the Orpheus base, right? We'll see. We'll see. I've already saw someone talk about it on Twitter that they're gonna play Willista and fucking Stegria in this. And then make it disappear. I mean, I feel like the Willista line is fine, but the fact that Willista and Stegria, that's the part that makes it. Yikes! That's the only thing that people build towards. But it is what it is. It's boring. I feel like it's cool and based because back in the day when Lyrical 1 came out, and I was trying to play Elchi Rosa because I thought she was cool and I like vampires. And then I came up with a smart idea to use that and use the basically the same thing, because it was the shitty gem where you play at CB1 draw. But then they made the new one and they played it and everything. Alright, to make Saragon disappear so Getter can be interesting and good. Yeah, Saragon can stay. It just needed to not be in Raziel and Lord. Yeah, Mr. Something. Fortunately, even though it was freezing today. At least no one can try to fit Pressia and Vashblan into Kairi. I mean, they will. I'm sure they'll find a way. Like, I almost feel like if you drop the order, there's no real point in playing this. I'll tell you straight up, right? If you're not playing like this order, and I don't know, maybe not, but like I feel like you can build without this and then make a choice to play Pressia. I would not be surprised. We're just thinking Masha was right. Unbelievable. Wait until I get my hands on this outer orange, spreading fucking inflammatory statements about me being stinky and not having ears. Rosa was Fish Spike Brother there. Using back row was very helpful in test hands. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying you can maybe find a way around it. I almost want to play an extra copy of this, to be honest. But it just like, this thing is so weird. Because like, I just want to see one. I don't want to use the second effect. Because like, I'm not going to have the soul for it. So I could care less about the second effect. This shit is insane. Where it's just like continuous, okay, you're good to go. No cost, no nothing. Remember back in the day where Bastion had to play a fucking set order and it had to like discard one to have all of their dumbass grade 3s be able to boost? This shit is like, nah, just play it and you can boost. That's it. Oh, and I have another effect on top of that. And oh, I can be searched. Like, insane. But, yeah. I wish this was easier to find. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll get rid of this and play like Aura. And play like another Blitz order or something. Oh, that might be the play. Like, get rid of this. Play like 3 Aura. Or something like that. Play an extra copy of this. Right? And then on turn 3, just let one of your units fuck off. Because you can only bounce one. And then after that, you can bounce the whole board every single turn. And maybe generate this every turn, right? Vibrant Symphony? What is that again? Oh, yeah. Like, play like a copy of this. Any reason for the yellow old team? I mean, yeah, I was playing this. That it would basically the Kairi list I have now. But I would play Aura and then like have all the orders, or not like one of each order, but you can just search them, right? Yellow T is just because you don't have any way to retire, so you can blow up your opponent's board, It's also decent because the Vanguard has triple drive, so it comes up more often than not. And if they hard guard it, you can blow it up. But other than that, the purple doesn't really matter because you're right. It doesn't matter in late games because your board is typically filled, right? So it's only if shit's going bad that purple's good. Or in the early game, red, everything's already standing, so I guess you can maybe use red OT. That's not a bad option, I guess. The lyrical OT I think is also underrated, and I think it's still pretty good. 10k to everything is like really strong. Like that's still really strong. Blue is like fine. That's fine. Yeah, you can kind of play any of them, to be honest. I just play yellow because I play yellow in grade 4 version. I like it, so really any of them can work. Mermaid OT only. You don't like this mermaid? See, even his name almost even says mermaid. But Obelisk is my personal nemesis. I always draw when I have 5 damage. Why don't we just replace Hollow with the new grade 1 support revealed today? Because I don't play Assist in the ride line, so she's kind of whatever. Yeah, since I don't play Assist in the ride line, all I'm doing is putting grade 4 Kairi back into Soul, so she doesn't really have that much value. Does Sedena need to ride on Shizuku? No. She is when you ride over her with Aqua, and then Aqua is when you ride over her with a mermaid. So I get to use the de facto best starter in Lyrical. Would you rock? Oh, okay. I thought the music randomly play the fucking doom doom doom. Or is that I think, or is that Reggie Steel? I forget. What was this one? Oh, that's a bit. Where does this go? Is this one of the lyrics? It has lyrics, but it's just like vocal. Not like lyrics, it's just like vocals, I guess, if that makes sense. To be honest, the hero base won't have so much text new any work, and the artwork will be barely visible, baby. Like I said, it has to do some crazy shit. It has to make it so that when you go to Soul, when like a hero goes to Soul, it gets scouted instead or some shit like that. That's the only way that the deck can work. It has to do something like that. You can make the grade 0 exercise and loop it over and over again. I could, but I think she looks ugly, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. No, they didn't. I modded it in because I'm a cool guy. No, I modded her in. I mean, I can send you this version of CFA to Handtest tonight if you wanted to, but yeah, no, they're not in CFA until tomorrow. Rested Scout 5 from drop, or yeah, something like that. I'm gonna power wash. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, I've not been watching in a while, actually. Alright. Let me give this. Let's give this version a shot. But yeah, I think I'll probably stick to Aura. Try that. Because I even cheated, right? Like I had to manually get the order. Because I hate that the ride line can't search orders, bro. That shit sucks. That's why I stopped playing Aura, because I was just like, fuck. If I play a bunch of orders, the dumbass ride line is gonna cuck me, so I'm not gonna do it. I didn't see a single PG that test hand. That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, let me put those two. What the f? Okay. I even cheated. Yeah. That should come out. But yeah, Mion's ugly as fuck. It's ugly. She looks dumb. And it's bad, so it's fine. She looks dumb, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, the LSP makes it look better, but like, nah, she just looks like some dumb girl. Looks like some dumbass little girl. Like, the fuck, I want this like 5-year-old as my starter. Fucking with whatever the fuck this is. Why is this shit 2 different colors? Like, huh? Get out of here. Learn how to dress. Get out of my face. Grow up. Anyways. She looks dope. I don't like her. 80% of lyrical? No, they know how to dress. They don't have this weird ass thing where it's 2 different colors. No drip at all, yeah. Alright, this is busted. This is kind of busted. It's one of those hands where, again, I don't have any fucking shield again, but this deck is all fucking pieces. Literally. So let's say I go second this time. I guess we can just fucking straight up do this, right? As much as I'd like to cycle that. It is what it is. That is what she is there for, and I can very easily get another copy of her, right? I don't like that you don't have any grade 1s really, so you don't really have like any aggression, which kind of sucks. Okay, this is grade 0, right? Yeah. So let's say, what's this? I'm gonna get dinged from this music. Same. Stand, draw. I'm going second, so I don't need Howlet. Ride, Soul Blast. Look at top 7, choose a grade 2 or greater, add it to hand. I have French Head, I have this. And I do Eureka. I have Penelope, so I have everything. They're all mermaids. So it's not like I can add a non-mermaid. I guess this? So I can play it this turn. If it dies, it dies? Music sounds like what plays in the background of a city in Pokemon game. It's from Persona. Actually, it's the fucking Velvet Room music from Persona 3. At go to main phase. Play this girl, see if you want. Look at top 7. I reveal Kairi. I don't get what I want. I didn't get what I wanted. Okay. Well, literally my only target is herself or this, so I guess I can add this. Here, I'm playing Kairi, leave me alone. And then I can do what? Like if it's not a retire matchup, I can like do this and this. But I don't know if I want to do that. Then I can get 5k and bounce. But I think that's fine because I have an extra copy, so it's fine. So I think we just go to battle, swing, check, pass turn. Get whopped. Guard maybe. Vanguard swing. Oh man, that's crazy. That's just crazy. That hurts. Guard with this and probably remove it. And then I just don't get the fucking discard cycle. That's just crazy. I gotta actually discard a card. Okay, I guess extra friendship. Right here, skill, look at top 5. Wow, still nothing. Add persona. Shuffle. Twin cast and drop. Yeah, I'm pretending I guarded for 2 attacks. Just to go through it quicker. I have a bunch of counterblasts. I can use this CB1. Oops. Look at top 7. Add you finally. Play this here. This gets 5k. This gets 5k. And we can play this here. She gets 5k and 5k. Play this here. 5k and 5k and then 5k. And then I can play this. I want to play this, but I don't have any more soul. And I kind of want to bounce this situation here. So that sucks. Yeah, I have no way to get soul, which sucks. Wish I could have kept Howlet. She would have actually been really good at this situation, but it is what it is. Yeah, we just go to combat. Swing. swing. Yeah, because I gotta like played it here and bounced it and use the next turn with this and then bounce on it. Yeah, if only I had more soul. Swing CB1. Whoop. That's a hand. That's a hand. We'll use this one. Right. E4 to restand. So that way I can call this and use the soul effect. This gets plus 10. This gets plus 10. This gets extra drive. First check. Second check. Very nice. Third check. Very nice. I'm more than likely heal at the situation. It's my first grade 3 turn. Then swing here. Then swing here. Skill, soul blast. Bounce, skill, bounce, skill. Oh, this is our persona ride. Skill, bounce. Maybe I can play that next turn. Yeah, I mean, that's... I don't know. Whatever. If I really want to, I guess I could just overcall her, so I guess I'll bounce this with Kairi's skill. And then I have this, like, you know, Bermuda hand, but like, where it looks big, but like, I need 4 of those cards for next turn, so it's my hand minus 4, essentially. So it's kind of like a ghost hand to an extent, but I can actually use it if I need it. So end on that. Red dot is still there? Red dot. Red dot? Huh? Anyways. 1, 2, bottom right, rear right circle. Maybe. I wish they showed me my hand sign somewhere, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cards, not half bad. Most of them have shield. Most of them are pieces. So I don't know. Say regard like 43. That's a soul. Maybe take this one, very nice. Vanguard swing, I'll PG. I might actually pitch this bitch. 1, 2, 3. Maybe take this next one. Oh, it sucks. And then maybe I have to do this and this. So, I don't know. Brother playing Bermuda? Damn fucking right I'm playing Bermuda / Lyrical. Cause I do whatever the fuck I want. Then stand, draw, off the rip, persona, draw. Yeah, I kind of just do the same thing, right? Call this, call this, call this. Could call this behind Vanguard if I want to. This doesn't get 5k unfortunately because I wasn't playing this turn. These two get 5k, these two get 5k and 10k. 5k, 10k. Gave up years after V started. That is unfortunately the story for most people. Add me when CFA updates. I can't live like this. It won't be until tomorrow. So. I could, I guess, Soul Blast here and get 5k, but since V started, they had another reboot. That has gone a lot better than the V series and longer than V series. So. Alright, gonna be mad if we leave. Namar? Huh? I think that's about. Wish I could get Howlet. Is what it is. I don't know if I drew this. No, I didn't draw this. I might have drawn this for Persona. I don't remember. We would have to buy in the last case of set of Bermudas. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was fucking whack. No, I don't know who Namar is. I'm sorry, no. Like Neymar from Marvel, the fish guy. Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was like a person. I was just like, our cars. I was like, I don't fucking know. Oh. Yeah. No one came to locals. Yeah, that's unfortunately the story with like so many different places. Is just that V killed it off for them in their area. Most places are now finally recovering, but yeah, the damage was too massive, and I feel like Bushiroad doesn't really understand that, especially outside of Japan, and they haven't done enough steps, in my opinion, to warrant. I shouldn't say warrant. For the repercussions, right, that they did for V series existing in the entirety of it. Miss Ange and Revere. Revere is still playable. Ange not so much. Where's Aquaman universe? Yeah, at least in the Marvel universe. In the movies, right? I think in the comics he looks kind of dorky, but first check front, get fucked. Second check, third check crit, get fucked. Swing here, 5, not that bad. Swing here, 68 crit, not bad. Bounce this. CB Sobas 1. Bounce this. Her effect. Bounce this. Seems fine. Seems fine. I don't know. Yeah, if I don't use Howlite, I feel like I can manage my CB decently enough. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of rough. God, it's almost 9 o'clock. Holy fuck. Oh, okay. Didn't realize I was here for so long. I'm going to, even though it doesn't matter because it's going to get overwritten tomorrow, but I will just save this quickly in case for whatever reason it doesn't. But all right, but yeah, that's been the that's Kairi. I think the grade 4 is still plausible. I feel like this literally does just what you needed to do. I'll have to try the grade 4 one, like incorporating the grade 4 and see if it's as clunky as I envision it to be, but or if even like with the Yasmin and the dragon, or just the grade 4, seeing which one of those work out. I think we'll leave it at that. I'm sorry, C49 Seeger that you just got here, but excuse me. No, we will be back Thursday, where we can talk about the hero cards and the new Orphis, as well as the Ace unit, and I think Dragon Empire support, right? Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then maybe we'll do some more testing. Maybe I'll probably put the hero base in, and maybe we can test this a bit more. I'll probably test this a bit more tomorrow. Kairi is one of my favorite decks, and I'm really looking forward to this, but we'll see if I can actually put it. Oh, it's a war or anything? Okay. Might be. We'll expect Revere next lyrical set, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other, play Vanguard, and have yourselves a damn good one.